Hello and welcome back to the MMA segment. We are on episode 4, the MMA segment, episode 4. We've got a pretty short episode today. 3 guests. It's gonna run for about an hour. We've got very limited time, so we need to be quick. We need to get right into it. We have Arnold Allen coming on first, then we have Kane Mousah, and then following that, the last guest, we have Sam Alvey. First off, we are gonna get Arnold Allen on first. Right, so Arnold is he should be joining in the next few seconds. We've got to get through this very quickly. As I said, very limited time, very rushed episode. It's not going to be the best episode. It's going to probably be one of the worst episodes. But every episode can't be great. We had a lot of, trouble and a lot of things going on, which I won't get into. But it was frustrating, definitely very frustrating. So I had a very limited amount of time to find the guests, and now I've got a very limited amount of time to actually conduct the show. So let's get right into it. Arnold should be here soon. Right. So as I was saying, we had a pretty stacked episode. I must say I'm not going to mention any of the guests, but we had a few decent guests. We had about 5-6 guests, and then people. It was, let's just say, it weren't the fighters themselves. It was just very frustrating very frustrating situation. We just leave it at that. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but it was fair to say I'm very annoyed. It's the episode's so rushed and things like that. It's just put together in a matter of hours, basically. But hopefully we can still produce a pretty decent episode. Waiting for Arnold to join now. He shouldn't be too long. BAMMA recently announced a new event. BAMMA 26 is to take place in Dublin in July. Going back to Dublin. I like what BAMMA are doing at the moment. They go, Birmingham, Dublin, Birmingham, Dublin, Birmingham, Dublin. It's good, they got a hell of a reception at BAMMA. First time they went to Dublin at BAMMA 22. First time they went out of England. Very good reception, and they've been getting the same reception ever since. Phenomenal work from BAMMA. They recently announced a new card and a few new fights for it. BAMMA 26, as I mentioned, in the back in the 3 Arena in Dublin. They've also just announced that they've signed Nicholas Backstrom as well, former UFC Featherweight. They got some real, they made some really good signings over the past few weeks, and one of them signings is set to fight for the Lonsdale title at BAMMA 26. Yeah, but one of them signings is set to fight for the title at BAMMA 26. Aaron Smackwell Blackwell is fighting Alan Philpott. A little bit of beef going back and forth between them two. Obviously, Aaron Blackwell is he's had beef with pretty much everybody in the featherweight. in the bantamweight. Sorry, in the bantamweight division. So I can't pretty much, I think they sound like 3 or 4 fighters. BAMMA 26 has got a few fights on already, some really good fights. They got Paul Craig and Chris Fields are fighting for the BAMMA light heavyweight title. As I mentioned, Alan Philpott is fighting Aaron Blackwell for the Lone-Style bantamweight title, and a man that's been in the news a lot recently, actually. James Gallagher, he fights Sean Tobin at BAMMA 26. Jeez. Right. Just trying to work out what's gone wrong. Arnold will be here soon. He's just getting on now. So it should be in the next 5 minutes, which is good. Right. So as I mentioned, obviously, we've got Arnlod, Kane Mousah, and Sam Alvey. Smile and Sam Alvey, would you look at that? The happiest character in the world. We do have Arnold now though. Arnold, thanks for joining us. How are you?
All good, man. No worries.
Right. So I know we're on quite a tight timeline. I'll get right into it. So you're currently 2-0 in the UFC. You've got 1 submission and you've got one decision victory. So
Yeah.
far, are you happy with your progress? The first 2 fights are you happy with what you've done so far in the promotion?
Yeah, I'm happy. I would have liked to have got a knockout in my last fight, but yeah, too late. But yeah. Hopefully next time get that knockout.
Yeah. So when you actually started training in MMA and in mixed martial arts, did you ever expect to kind of be at the pinnacle in the UFC at just 22 years old?
Yeah, yeah, I did. I kind of, it was my plan. So yeah, I definitely always expected it.
And so you're in Canada right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been spending a lot of time there at TriStar. Why did you choose TriStar? There's obviously so many gyms. Why TriStar?
Um, there's a couple guys who are already out here, Joe Duffy and Tom Breeze, and they work with the same management, so it was kind of a connection to come out here already. So and there's it's a good team. Like, there's some of the best coaches, some of the best training partners around. So it was
Yeah.
it was an obvious decision for me.
Yeah. And how much do you think overall that TriStar has improved your game?
Massively, like I've made a lot of improvements everywhere, like in every area, like not just one specific area, just everywhere.
Yeah, and obviously TriStar is one of the most renowned gyms in the world with some real household names. But aside from the names that everybody knows, who do you tend to train with on a daily basis? Who do you see in the gym every day, and who do you train with?
Uh, there's a couple of guys. There's like a few guys, Jamie Savraj and Nate Osis. They're probably the guys I train with quite a lot. I live with them in the dorms here at TriStar, so that's it's cool. You get to live with your training partners, then you get to go in the gym, work on things whenever you want.
Yeah, is it ever tough though to kind of when you're trying to get away from fighting for a short while? Is it tough to kind of be around the gym 24/7?
No, this we love it, so you can't have too much of it. I love it. Every minute of it is good.
So there's always another guy that trains at TriStar is George St. Pierre. Obviously, there's always speculation of him coming back. Now, I won't ask you if he's coming back or not, but how does he look in training? Do you think he's in fight shape? Would he be able to fight now and actually do well?
I don't know, to be honest. Like I'm not really. I haven't really been watching him. I've been doing my own training, so I wouldn't be able to give you an answer.
Yeah. So while you're in TriStar, obviously, is it ever tough for you to kind of because you're obviously away from family and friends? Is that ever tough? Do you ever kind of miss people and want to kind of go back?
Yeah, there's always certain things I miss. Like I miss my dog, obviously my family and stuff like that. But this is always part of my plan to do this. So this is when I'm at home, I miss here. So
Yeah.
it's it's in one of them stages where it sucks either way. So, but it's good either way as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, obviously you're coming off the win at UFC London in February. How quickly are you looking to get back into the octagon?
I'm not too sure really. I'll see how I get back into training. I had a couple of injuries, so I just taking my time and yeah, I want to make the right improvements, make the right steps. So I'm not in no rush. I'm 22, like I said.
Yeah. So, MMA, as pretty much everybody's aware, is nowhere near as big in the UK as it is in the USA and some other countries. How did you actually find out about mixed martial arts when you were younger, and what inspired you to start fighting?
Um, just I always like martial arts, like even from like watching cartoons and old like martial arts movies like Bruce Lee and stuff. But like I started boxing and kind of just got bored of it really. I just got bored of doing the same thing. I want to learn some other stuff like wrestling and jiu-jitsu, like learn how to kick. That's kind of I kind of fell into it.
Yeah, yeah. So before, I know you've got to be, you got sparring soon. I'll let you go after this one. When you are done fighting, when you're talking to family and friends and whoever's around you, what do you hope to tell them that you achieved in the sport of martial arts?
I want to, I want to be a world champion. I want to tell them I won a world title. So, the world title. I want to be able to tell them that.
Okay, Arnold, thanks for your time. It was short, but it was fun. Thanks for coming on, and hopefully we'll speak again soon.
No worries, man. Thanks a lot.
So there he is, Arnold Allen. So next up, pretty soon we should have Kane Mousah. Let's just get in touch with Kane, see how he is, see how he's doing. Let's get that one over and done with very quickly because Arnold's got to be ready for sparring and things like that very soon. So that's got to be, I don't wanna hold him back. We have, I mean, Kane's due on in about 20 minutes, so hopefully he can come on early. If not, we'll have to wait it out. Let's just look through the UFC's the UFC's card for this weekend. UFC Tampa in Florida, yeah, on Sunday. Um, Headlined by a light heavyweight matchup between Glover Teixeira and Rashad Evans. Teixeira, obviously the favourite. I would say a lot of people picking Glover to win this fight. There's a few very fun fights on this card. I'm looking forward to though. This is actually, one of the best fight night cards I've seen in a while. So starting pretty much, we'll start from the Fight Pass prelims. So first on the Fight Pass prelims, fight that I don't know much about. Eliziu Zaleski dos Santos fighting Amari Akhmedov. Obviously, everybody knows Akhmedov. I'm not too familiar with his opponent, but I'm sure it'll be fun. When Russians fight, it's always fun. And then we have a short notice replacement in Oluwale Bangbosh. He fights Cesar Muchanche Ferreira. I expect Bangbosh, although he's a short notice replacement, I expect him to get it done. And I expect him to get it done early. I think he's got a lot of power, and Ferreira's chin has been proven in the past to be very shaky. So as soon as Bang Bosh lands, I think it's going to be lights out. I think it's going to be game over. Next, we have Drew Dober versus Islam Makhachev. Obviously, I'm kind of leaning towards Makhachev, but it could go either way. I'm just, I think Makhachev may get the finish. I'm pretty confident in Makhachev, but it's whether he can, because Drew Dober's kind of a ground fighter, isn't he? So who knows? And then we have looking for a fighter, Randy Brown. He fights Michael Graves. Randy Brown's obviously 7-0. Graves is 5-0. And Brown's obviously 7-0. Graves is 5-0. Remember, Graves is scheduled to fight Danny Roberts actually in Roberts' UFC debut. Roberts obviously ended up fighting Nathan Coy because Graves pulled out injured. Next up on the preliminary card, John Dodson on the prelims. Incredible. I never thought I'd see the day. He's fighting Manny Gambiorian. Again, I'm kind of stuffed on this one. It's Dodson's return to bantamweight. Obviously, he was a bantamweight, went down to flyweight, lost twice to Demetrius Johnson, the current champion. Now he's back at bantamweight. I'm honestly not sure how to see this fight. I'm picking Dodson to win, but I'm not sure whether he'll be able to get the finish. Gambiorian's a very crafty wrestler, very crafty grappler, so he may well be able to get it done. And then after that, we move on to the main card. Opening up the main card is Cub Swanson, obviously coming off. I think it's the first time he's fought since that devastating loss to Frankie Edgar. That completely dominated for 5 rounds, and then submitted in the last with just seconds to go. He's fighting Hakran Diaz. Very tough fight. I think Diaz has a real shot at this, but I'm gonna go Cub Swanson. I think he's gonna come back better, and he's gonna pick up a victory. And then we see Court McGee fight Santiago Ponzinibbio. And Court McGee's actually fighting on the 10th anniversary of his sobriety. So, in case you don't know what that means, he's fighting on the 10th anniversary of him being sober, no drink, no drugs. So, it's good for him. Hopefully, he can get it done. Yeah, I think the Dodson fight is on Fight Pass Premiums, yeah. It is. I don't think there's any actually televised prelims. So this it goes. Zaleski dos Santos, Akhmedov, Bangbosh, Ferreira, Dober, Makhachev, Brown, Graves, Dodson, and Gamborian are all on the Fight Pass prelims, and then it just goes on to the main card, which I assume is on Fox Sports 1, BT Sport 1, where I am. So interesting. I haven't seen that for quite a while. But anyway, after the Court McGee bout, it is a women's bantamweight bout between former challenger Betche the Pitbull Kohea. Kohea is obviously back for the first time after that devastating loss at the hands of Ronda Rousey. Obviously knocked out in, I don't know how long, 14, 15 seconds, something like that. Absolutely crazy. In fact, it weren't that early actually. It was like 30, 40 something. Unsure, but anyway, she lost. She was knocked out after a lot of tension going into that fight. That must have sucked. That must have sucked. She's fighting Raquel Pennington. Obviously, Rocky is a brawler. She knows how to fight, and so does Betche. That's her main game, to brawl. So that should be very fun. And then I'm picking Betche to win that one, by the way. And then we have Beneil Dariush fighting Michael Chiesa. Tough on this. I'm going to pick. They're both obviously very, very, very tough fighters, very good ground games. But I'm going to pick Michael Chiesa. Simply, I don't know. Just, I had to pick between one of them. Following that, we have another women's bout, this time in the strawweight division. Rose Thug Namajunas fights the Tiny Tornado Tisha Torres in what should be a very, very fun fight. Obviously, Torres undefeated. Namajunas coming off that huge victory over Paige Van Zandt. This should be very, very fun. Fun fact: all 5 of Rose Namajunas' wins have come by submission, and all 7 of Tisha Torres' victories have came by decision. That's interesting. I'm going to pick Rose Namajunas. I think it's going to be tough for Tisha Torres to kind of, stay on the, kind of get inside basically, because she's got Rose has got a 5-inch reach advantage. She uses it very well, and she's got excellent wrestling, excellent takedown defense, and excellent submissions once it hits the ground. So I think maybe late in that fight, 2nd or 3rd round, Rose will get the submission. Next, though, we have an interesting fight. Khabib Nurmagomedov is back for the first time in about 10 years. No, he's back in a very, I think it's like 2 years or something like that. I'm not fully sure, but he's fighting Daryl Horcher. Daryl Horcher's 12-1. He's got a lot of speed and power in his hands, so he's no easy task. So obviously Khabib was meant to fight Tony Ferguson. Ferguson pulled out with an injury. Well, I guess you could call it an injury. It was, water fluid on the lung. But Khabib fights Daryl Horcher. I think Khabib's going to get it done. Honestly, I think Khabib's going to come in and he's going to look as good as he ever has. He's going to just pick Daryl Horcher up and he's going to throw him about a little bit. And he's going to win a first round TKO. Next, we have my guy, Lyoto Machida. He fights Dan Henderson for the 2nd time. And one thing that really annoys me is Dan Henderson says he ran away from the whole fight. No, he moved out the way of your punches while punching you in the face. Dan Henderson would throw a punch, Machida would get out the way, land 2 punches, and then move out the way again. If he was running away, he wouldn't have won the decision. People say it was a close decision. Either guy could have won. No. Machida landed more shots. He landed the more effective shots. And although, people say, no, Henderson was in control of the fight, he was in the center of the octagon for the majority. He was the one pushing forward. But it doesn't matter if you're pushing forward. You're getting hit and you're not hitting. So I think Machida's going to get another decision. Hopefully, this time it was at middleweight. Last time it was at light heavyweight. Hopefully more decisive this time to shut up the doubters. And then, as I said, we have the main event: Glover Teixeira and Rashad Evans fighting at light heavyweight. Rashad Evans, obviously, back after. Has he been out for quite a long time? I believe he has. Back out after quite a long time. He fights Glover Teixeira. I just think Teixeira gets this one done. Both these guys actually got similar records. Just noticed Teixeira's 24-4, Evans is 24-4-1. So if he wouldn't have drew with Tito Ortiz, never mind. I'm tired. But anyway, so I'm gonna pick in that fight. I think Glover gets it done. I think he's good enough to get it done, and he does get it done. How? I'm not sure. I think if he catches a shot, it could be a knockout. But if not, if not, I think Glover pretty comfortably wins the decision. I mean, Glover's no slouch. Glover's got excellent wrestling. John Jones couldn't even take him down. That's how solid his wrestling is. Although John Jones did knock him into on the feet, so. But I think Glover's going to win this fight. I don't think Rashad's going to be able to get it to the ground. I think if Rashad does overcommit with whether it be strikes or wrestling, or he will get knocked out. So he's got to be very, very careful.